Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today I would like to show you a short video and review of the trip we took on Carnival Splendor back in 2023. This was a whole family cruise, so my husband, myself and our daughter, my dad, my husband's parents, his sister and her partner and her 4 children. There was about 13 of us in total. This was a 7-night cruise sailing to the South Pacific Islands, leaving from Sydney, Australia. The ship was big and it did seem relatively impressive driving up to it, but you could see as you got a bit closer that it was getting old and a little bit outdated. And the decor I wasn't a massive fan of. It is a bit retro. If you're not a big fan of pink, it probably won't suit your liking. One thing I really liked was the bed. I've been on a few cruises before this one and I must admit that I did have a really good sleep on Carnival. I feel like this bed was much bigger and much softer than some of the other beds I've been on other ships. One really memorable moment on this cruise was that we actually won trivia. We've been on many cruises before and we've never won. So this time we actually did win the trivia and we got a ship on a stick, which is basically just a plastic ship covered in gold paint. As we only got one ship on a stick, we all got a chance to hold it and got a photo taken with the ship. Only one person could take the ship home, of course, and as it turned out, that one person was me. Wasn't going to let that get away. The shows in the main theatre were all incredible. We didn't see one bad show. All of the singers and dancers were incredibly talented and every show went off perfectly without a hitch. We were lucky enough to be part of one of the shows. We turned up early to get seated for the show and we were able to actually get a VIP pass that made us part of the show for the night. That little VIP pass actually made us part of the show. So we had a reserved seat and we would get pulled up on stage at different intervals to participate in the show with the performers. As you'll see in the clips to follow, myself, my husband and my father-in-law were all lucky enough to be part of the show for the night. During the day, there seemed to be a lot of trivia and some other things going on, and we did find ourselves doing the Macarena at one stage. At night, there seemed to be a bit more to do. I didn't participate in all of it, but you could see other people on board were getting into some of the other activities. On one of the nights, they did have a 90s themed night happening in the nightclub. It was very exciting as I love 90s music. A bunch of us from our group attended the nightclub and it was fantastic. DJ Lando did an amazing job of mashing all the 90s songs together and we all had a really fun time. And thanks to the assistance of the drinks package, my husband had a great time dancing too. Welcome to the France of the South Pacific. I love Noumea, been here many times. I recommend visiting Les Petits Choux. It's a lovely little patisserie not too far from the ship port. Le Bout de Monde Brasserie is a really good place to have a number one beer and a good meal. I would highly recommend trying a number one beer if you haven't done so yet. It's a really, really nice beer. We also visited Mystery Island in Vanuatu. It's a really good place to lay on the beach, have a swim, do some snorkeling. It's only a very small island. You can walk all the way around it in a short amount of time. It does have a runway and an airport on it as well. Locals are super friendly. It's a really nice place to visit. We found that a lot of the food places closed really early on this ship. Guy's Burgers and the pizza place only seemed to be open until like 5 p.m. There wasn't anything 24-hour available like on some other ships. If you wanted a late night snack, you had to go to the buffet where there was like a limited selection of food and a really long line just to get something. Even then, food wasn't really that great. In the main dining room, it took too long to get food. We were waiting for hours. It feels like the staff are more interested in entertaining you and dancing around the main dining room as opposed to actually getting food out to the table. On the first night, this was okay, but this happened every single night. From the time we ordered, it took nearly an hour just to get the entrees, and I'm really not over-exaggerating this. It was a major disappointment. Because we had the 7 o'clock dining time, the younger kids of our group were actually falling asleep at the table, waiting for dinner to come. One really disappointing moment that we had in the main dining room was we all ordered an entree. It was meant to be a nachos, and these things came out cold, like ice cold. I don't know about you, but I've never consumed a cold nachos, nor have I wanted to. When we approached the maitre d' about this issue, he told us that they are meant to be served this way. It was clear at that point that he was blatantly lying to us. Nobody wants to eat a cold nachos.
Hi.
Hi.
So, quick question.
Yes.
If a nachos was on a menu,
Yes.
would you expect it to be served hot or cold?
Hot?
And if
Never
it was
cold.
Never cold. If it was served cold, would you eat it?
No way.
No.
It'd be disgusting.
It would.
Got cheese on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the meat and everything. All
Oh,
cold.
yeah. No way.
This, on top of all the other problems we'd have with food in the main dining room, led us to having to take this further to the restaurant manager. Just trying to get something sorted about this because obviously we were all over having to wait so long for our food, only to find that when it does come out, it's totally inedible. When it comes to food, Carnival is probably the worst experience that we've had with cruise lines. All the other cruise lines, there has been some really good food available 24 hours. With Carnival though, because of the limited options and waiting so long in the dining room, we were really let down with the food choices. Another downside for us about Carnival, as someone who likes to have a drink on holiday, is they have a 15 alcoholic drink limit, with or without a purchased drinks package. Unlike other cruise ships where if you have the package, they just start charging you extra for these drinks, Carnival actually cut you off at 15. Whether you personally believe 15 drinks is a lot or not, the reason I disagree with this rule is because some people only drink light to mid-strength drinks, who could probably quite easily have well over 15 beverages per day and still behave relatively normal, opposed to others consuming stronger cocktails like Long Island iced teas. I of course don't encourage drinking more than 15 alcoholic beverages every day, but if you do like to indulge when on holiday, you might find this rule to be limiting. On this ship, all of the staff were so happy to come and talk to you and engage. You could get your photos taken with them. They were just really interactive with the guests, which was really cool to see. Overall, we did have a really enjoyable time. We made lots of wonderful family memories together that we will cherish forever. We feel very privileged to be able to have these experiences. Although the food and some aspects of the ship overall weren't that great, we all still had a really memorable time on Carnival Splendor. So, should you sail with Carnival? Yeah, for sure. This video isn't to tell you whether you should or shouldn't sail with Carnival. I encourage everyone to try cruising, and although Carnival didn't really suit us, they might just be right for you. I'm just sharing the experience that we had based on just this one trip on Carnival Splendor. Would I personally choose Carnival to sail with next time? Probably not. I would most likely look to choose other brands of cruise line over Carnival personally for my next cruise holiday. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have sailed on this Splendor, please let us know in the comments what you liked or didn't like about the ship. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video. Until next time, happy cruising!